Greetings, Jay Stone here, Cap and Ball Fanatic channel. Welcome to this week's video. We're going to shoot today. We're going to play around with my Pieta engraved 1851 Navy. You can see that with the ivory grips. I call this my Wild Bill Special. Now, Wild Bill Hickok, of course, is one of my historical idols. It's my study of him over the years that brought me, that was a big part of bringing me into this whole cap and ball and historical shooting thing. So I realized he used a nickel-plated with ivory grips, but this is close enough. So it's a beautiful gun. We're going to shoot it today. I haven't shot it very much. I've had it for a little while, but I haven't shot it very much. So what we're going to do, what you're going to see coming up, we're going to take a few shots at some steel targets. But then I'm going to put a few shots on paper, and then we're going to come up here back on the deck and talk about an accuracy test from the Civil War era called the string test. And I learned about it from a fellow by the name of Hugh Knight, who put out a great book on historical shooting in the Civil War. I'll put the link in the comments in the section below, because it's a great book. I've read it twice now, and it is really helpful. But what we're going to do is we're going to use that to test the accuracy of me shooting my pistol. So this isn't about the accuracy of the gun. This will be about the accuracy of the shooter, which is really all that I'm interested in, because I'm doing my best to shoot historically. And I'm using elevation changes and windage and all that stuff that goes with these old replica revolvers. So that's what we're going to do today. I'll explain the string test. Hopefully it's something that you folks that are interested in being historical shooters will use, not only to test your own accuracy with your own guns, with your own revolvers, but also to help you improve your accuracy with your own revolvers if you struggle like I do, especially with one hand, because it comes and goes. It depends on the shot, depends on the day, and depends on the moment. So that's what we're going to do today, and let's get started. All right, here we are with the Wild Bill Hickok Special 1851 Navy Pieta, all loaded up. Let's a little bit of cap jam. Let's try that little round one on the right there. Tough one at 18 yards. Got it. Should we try the dragon? Right in the middle. It's a hard one to hit. Got it. And let's go to this one. Let's do Bigfoot. Chances are slim. Got him. Okay, Wild Bill Hickok Special. String test, 7 yards. Let's see if I can put some on this, where my point of aim is that red dot right in the middle of the body. So let's see if I can put some on the paper, and then we'll perform the string test to see how accurate I was. Not very. Okay, there's 6 on the paper. One's sort of a double there near the red dot. So let's go take a look and see what the accuracy. Okay, so in the last segment, you saw me put 6 shots on this paper target. I used the head cam view, and you saw that I put 6 shots. 1, 2, 3, there's 2 there, 4, 5, and 6. Now what we're going to do now is I'm going to briefly explain what the string test does, and then we're going to do it on my target and figure out what my average accuracy rate is for this particular round of shooting. You'll see that I put a little black X right in there. That is my point of aim, and that's what we're going to be measuring from. So the string test, as I said earlier, was used in the Civil War by the military to qualify sharpshooters. And what they did back then is they went out 300 yards, put up an 8-foot tall paper paper target and put a 3-inch square in the middle of it, and then the people who were applying got to shoot a few shots at the target, and then when they were done with their round, they went out and they took a piece of string and they measured from the middle of the target to each hit on the target, and they just kept stretching the string, and then when they got done they had a length of string that was the sum total of all of the hits from the target, and then they just cut the string and they had their length of string, and whoever had the shortest strings met the qualifications, and they got to be a part of the sharpshooters or the sniper brigade. So in those days they used string to test accuracy. And what you're testing, well, I'm just going to assume most of these guns shoot straight. I'm going to assume that when they don't shoot straight, it's because I'm the one doing the shooting. So what I wanted to do is find something aside from numbers on a target to test my accuracy and see if I could use those numbers over time and over a series of guns and or revolvers and over a series of weather conditions to see if I could improve myself. And that's what when I found the string test, that's exactly what I found here. So this is what we're going to do. I use it quite routinely, and I'll talk about that in the end. But let's take a look at the string test. So again, now in the Civil War, they had to use string because it was the 19th century, right? They didn't have the latest technological advances like we do, which is a cloth measuring tape. So I'm going to use the cloth measuring tape so I don't have to worry about string length. We'll just use the measuring tape. And we're going to start at 1 or 0 there. See that? And we're going to start here, and I'm going to have to cross back and forth in front of you. We're going to start on the X here, and we're going to put our 0 right in the middle of that X, and we're going to go down to the center of the first hole, which is 2 1/4 inches. Then I'm going to put my thumb on the 2 1/4, and I'm going to put that in the center of the target. And I'm going to go to the next hole, which puts me at about 2 3/4. So that was a close shot. So I'll move 2 3/4 over to the X, and I'll go to the second hole, which puts me at about 3 3/4. So I'll take 3 3/4 and put that on the center of the X, and go up to this one, and that puts me at 5 1/4. Now we'll turn this around, and we'll take 5 1/4. And we'll put that in the center of the X, and we'll go up here to 7 3/4. And then we'll put 7 3/4 on the center of the X, and we'll come down here, and the center of that hole is 12. So my 6 shots, aiming at that black X right there, my 6 shots added up were 12 inches apart, 12 inches away from my point of aim. So then all we simply do, and I'm not a math major, I went to public school, but so this is tough for me, but if I can do it, you can do it. Then all we do is we take the number of shots, 6, so we divide the number of inches, 12, by the number of shots, 6, and so my average distance from the center of from my point of aim for this round of shots was 2 inches. Okay, so that's pretty good at about 12, 13 yards. I typically shoot 15 and 25 yards, but because I'm doing a video, I wanted to make sure I hit the target, so I moved up just a little bit. But, so I'm at 2 inches. I'll take that all day long from any distance, right? One-handed with a Pieta 1851, with 20 grains of 3F shoots and powder, with a 380 Humcast ball, with a homemade wad, and with Remington number 10 caps. That's how my gun was loaded today. No wind, beautiful weather, on and on and on. So now, let's talk. What if I missed the target? So I put 6 of 6 on this thing, and you saw it on the video. So, but what if I had made 12 attempts, but I only hit the target 6 times? So I got 6 shots scattered up here, which happens sometimes. So what they did back in the day is, because the targets were so big, is whenever somebody missed the paper or missed the target, they added 30 inches to their total. Okay, so they added 30 inches to their total, which then, of course, enhanced made their accuracy number go really big. So what we do is I add 10, because it's about the size of the target, and I'm not shooting more than 25 yards generally. So 10 inches is fair. So if I had done 6 more of these up here, I would have 10 more. I would have 60 to add to my 12, which would be 72, right? 72. And then what I would do is multiply that by the 12 shots that I took, and it would have increased my accuracy data, my string test number, from 2 inches off of point of aim to 6 inches off of point of aim. So if I'm shooting at a squirrel, or if I'm shooting at targets, or I'm in a competition, 6 inches off point of aim on most targets puts me in last place. So that's the string test. Simple cloth thing. You can use a piece of string. My buddies have hooked onto it. We go to the club and we'll just use the string test on paper targets down range, and we'll tape each person's string to the bench, and then we'll see who has the shortest string, and then that person gets to talk trash to the rest of us. So it is an awful lot of fun. I recommend that you give it a try. Well, Jay Stone here once again from the Cap and Ball Fanatic channel. I want to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I find that string test has been valuable to me. It's a tool to use for those of us that are trying to be as historically correct as we possibly can be, given that it's the 21st century. But to me, I realize there are other tools. You can just shoot a target with numbers on them and count them, and there you go. And then next time, if you shoot a target with numbers on them and count them too, you'll know if you improved or not. I get all that. So I like this because it makes me feel like I'm in the historical moment, but it also gives me a chance to keep track of them over time at 15 and 25 yards by each one of my revolvers. And I have several, and they're all different, as you all know. They all shoot differently. Their all point of aim is different. They're all where they hit is different. Some are high, some are low, some are point of aim, some are left, some are right. And that to me is the challenge of trying to figure out these revolvers one-handed, and that's why I don't use a bench, because I love the challenge. And I'm just assuming, unless the barrel's bent or something, that they're shooting straight. And besides that, when I'm a bad shooter, like I missed the gong a few times a day, that's not my gun's fault, that's my fault. Mine. There's no harm, no foul in missing sometimes. That's how we learn. I learn from failure. And it's been a rough go over the 3 years teaching myself to shoot one-handed. So I hope you learned something. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's intriguing. And again, I thank you very much for watching. Please like our videos, share our videos with your friends, and subscribe to the Cap and Ball Fanatic channel. I'm Jay Stone, and we'll see you again down the road the next time we make a video.